What's going on, guys, and welcome to today's video. And today I almost didn't even make a video here at the track because we are at Heartland Motorsports Park here in Topeka, Kansas, and the weather forecast showed about a 20% chance of rain. As I was driving here, about halfway here, it started absolutely pouring rain. Checked the forecast again and it went from 20% to 80% as it was actively pouring rain on me. So yeah. Figured I was halfway here. I made the rest of the journey here, checked in, and again, the track was absolutely soaking wet, standing water everywhere, and I left the thing on the trailer in hopes that the rain would stop and it would slowly dry the track up as the other run groups went. I was gonna make a whole just normal video as I normally would, but I didn't, again, think I was even gonna run the car today. But I got 3 sessions, or I should say you get 3 sessions, and of those 3, I skipped the first one since, again, there was just standing water on track. Ran the second one and it was like perfectly dry. The third one had a few little sprinkles, but for the most part, I was able to get 2/3 of my track day here today. So I did record in car, just the performance data recorder footage, which again is 720p. I've talked about that before, but I may throw some highlights, I guess, if you will, I'll do some voiceover as we're watching some of the interesting parts and pieces of my second and third session out here today. Because today I was very excited to try out some of our new stuff. We had our front and rear brake ducts. We had fresh front tires. We had fresh rear tires. We are on the 315 Falcon RT660s in the rear, and we have a fresh set of stickered Bridgestone RE71Rs. Yes, they've been on the shelf for a long time, but again, they were new. So I was excited to make quick laps, and again, cool, wet temperatures definitely did not allow for that. Now, I won't be able to see my lap times till I get back home and pull the SD card out of the car, but I don't have any high hopes of beating my previous best. And in theory, we only have one more attempt to best our personal best. There is one more event in October that we kind of have to go to now, since this one was a wet, cool event. Because here's the big deal, Heartland Motorsports Park is about to be sold or something. The tax value, the state is taxing this property so heavily that they are going to wash their hands of it, and it will go up for sale, supposedly. So will it get turned into an Amazon warehouse next year? I have no idea, but we need to make at least one last attempt in October and go. So guys, I'm gonna throw the footage in now. I'm gonna do some voiceover of some of the interesting parts and pieces, and then we will reconvene back home in the garage and see if we did anything with lap times, but I am not hopeful. entire third session at the end of this if you're a track rat like myself and can get entertained by watching a car go around a track. So what did we end up doing time-wise? So my previous best was a 1:49.17, and third session I was able to push a 1:50.33. So roughly 1 second off of my personal best. Now, like I said, it's been a year off track for myself, and confidence level wasn't there. It was a wet, rainy day. The first session I skipped. The second session was still just a little uneasy with the potential wet, on track. So all of this only means that we badly need to go out for the potentially last track night at Heartland Park in October, or it is now October, in a few weeks, and go out and make the car go fast. Now, what will we be changing here? For whatever reason, this thing was pushing or understeering more than it ever has before. Now, I can only assume that is because of the now staggered tire setup. Before I was running 305s all the way around. Now we're on 305s in the front and the 315 big wide Falcons in the rear. So I assume we added mechanical grip to the rear of the car and kept the same front grip, which resulted in a little bit more, Now, no, it wasn't understeering, but it was just pushing or squalling those front tires more than it normally ever did before. So I've got the rear adjustable sway bar set on the softest setting possible. It is 3 position. I'm gonna move it back to the middle setting, so 1 click firmer on the rear sway bar, which should add more front grip, or however you want to talk about it, remove some rear grip. So I will be interested to see if I can feel any difference in a few weeks with that sway bar change and changing absolutely nothing else. But yeah, so we've got one more go at it if Heartland Park truly does, diminish and get sold and turn into an Amazon warehouse. So yeah, we'll have to be there in a couple weeks. Try and go fast and know that I can push a little bit harder. I know multiple spots where I can pick up time, but it is just a confidence thing and how much you are willing to risk yourself and the car. That is the bigger thing. It's not a race, you're just out there having fun on track. So you really need to think about how much risk versus reward you are out on track. So we're gonna push a little bit harder in a few weeks. Hopefully best our personal best. And yeah, so I'll bring you guys along for the ride in a few weeks when we head back up to Topeka. But like I said, if you want to keep watching, I will just throw the whole 20-minute unedited session there at the end without me talking or doing anything. There was a really quick GTI and a STI that were, gosh, I can't remember now. Were they 400 or 500 wheel cars? They were very heavily modified for grid life, and they moved very quick, and that was when I was able to make my quickest time when I was chasing those two in that third session. So, like I said, if you want to watch, it should be the roughly 20-minute session here at the end of this. But yeah, until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.